Hi everyone, Rachel Stevens here. We are continuing on our whole shebang Photoshop action pack video multi-part series tutorial. We are on our retouching skin, eyes, and teeth category. We're going to go through these one by one, show you guys what these do. So we have a primed image. I'm just going to run the quick color fix here and kind of bring down some of that contrast just a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and start with our first one, which is pearly whites. And that would be for teeth. The white brush is going to go over there. You can see before and after. Nice, beautiful job there. Quick eye pop is just a really quick eye action. I personally don't use this one very much anymore, but when you're in a pinch, you want to do something quick, it's a nice quick pop. Extravaganza is the one that I use all the time. You can really get in there and fine tune it more. So you do clean whites of eyes. So we're going to go into the whites and just dab and clean those up. And then pop the highlights. So we're going to go over catch lights and any other highlights in the eye that you want to bring out. And then dark edges and liner. So I always go over the line of the eye and maybe the eyelashes a little bit. And then just the outside ring and the pupil. And on the other side, so you can see before and after. That really makes a difference. Check the opacity. I'm going to keep it on the high end, probably around 75. Okay, now we're going to do skin clean. What skin clean does is it separates the pixels and into color and texture. So that way you can go in and you can clean the image you can clean the color up without affecting the texture, and you can clean the texture up without affecting the color and making a big muddy mess of the skin. So here it gives you the shortcut keys for the tools that can be used on each layer. So if you hit the J on your keyboard, it'll go here. If you hold your cursor down on it, it'll show you all the different tools available inside this particular tool preset. So we've got the patch tool, which you can use. We've got the healing brush tool, which you can use. Do not use the spot healing brush, and do not use these. Just the healing brush tool and the patch tool. I'm going to do the healing brush and just show you guys. So you want it sampled, and you want it on current layer. And I'm just going really quickly. So you can see here what it did. I'm going to run it again, and I'm going to show you my favorite way to do it. And the action ends with the clone stamp selected. The clone stamp's my favorite way to clean on this skin clean action. And I will show you why. So normally what I do is I work one little area at a time, and then I check my opacity, and then I flatten. And you can do a harder brush on the texture layer if you want to. You can play around with that. And again, I'm on my clone stamp tool right here. And these are my settings up here. About 50% opacity. My flow's at 67. I'm aligned and I'm on my current layer. Now if you want to learn how to do this longhand, or you want to see more actual real instruction, you can buy our Creative Live class. It's $149 on Creative Live. There's a link in your README PDF inside your whole shebang folder. And there's 4 hours of longhand retouching, as well as me doing some with the actions as well. So you can see you don't want to touch the opacity on either one of these layers, only the group layer. So there's before, there's after. So we're going to want to find a happy medium. I'm going to go about right there. I'm going to just hit F6 to run that again, and I'm going to do a different area. So I'm going to, when you're on the color layer, you do want a nice soft brush. You can make your brush a little harder on the texture layer. But just remember, you want to do one little area at a time and then check the opacity, flatten, and then do it again before you move to another area. That's going to give you the most realistic results. For a lot of clients, this is going to be all you need to do. Or just for your particular taste in retouching, this may be as far as you go. You may not need any other skin actions. That's lovely. So I'm not trying to remove all the texture, I'm just trying to smooth it down. And I don't care that it's going really aggressive. I'm going aggressively so you guys can see that it's doing something. But I work fast anyway, so this is not uncommon for me to be working this fast and have it start to look, it's not looking perfect because I know that I'm going to be blending the opacity. So it can be on the aggressive end. That's okay. I am not going to be setting this at 100%. Okay. So there we go. And we're going to go about, let's see. Let's go about right there. Let's run it again. And I'm going to show you a really cool thing. The B, that's a brush. You hit the B, you get your brush. Do about 20% opacity. Now if you select a color by holding the Alt key down, you then can color correct very easily without it becoming a disgusting painting mess. And you can start blending your tones, which is very nice, especially if the makeup artist doesn't perfectly match or the client has odd sunburn, or if they have rosacea or whatever myriad of skin issues can come up when you're retouching. It's almost like I'm applying makeup. It's almost like putting the foundation on. So you don't want to flatten it too much. You just want to blend it. I'm just going to do it again. There's just something right here that is distracting my eye. I don't want the eye to go anywhere but straight to the eyes. And then I want it to trail around the image in an S-curve. So we want nice clean lines. So I'm just going to balance out the skin on the hand a little, just by sampling the colors that are there. Okay, it's looking good. Let's see. I want to match the chin to up here a little bit. Okay. Okay, so we've got the cellulite blaster, which does what it says it does. There's no cellulite here, but let me show you what it does. When you have larger areas that need a little bit more smoothing out, this is awesome. You can just see There we go. So you can see that where it just needs a little smoothing out. It's a little on the aggressive side. And we've got Hella Smooth Skin here. It's a new one that I just wrote the other morning when I was dealing with a client that had really, really, really bad goosebumps. So I wrote this action for myself to get through all of her images and ended up loving it so much I decided to put it into this action pack. Okay. And I'm just going to go around in here a little. I don't want to kill, though, the texture we worked so hard to keep with our skin clean action. So I know that I'm going to dial back that opacity. And I'm going to go check out my noise, see where we're at here. And find one that's 4. That's better. Let me open this. I'm going to open surface blur. Right now what I'm doing, because I have smart filters, is I can go into all the different filters and I can customize it perfectly for this image. If you want something just a little bit more perfected. Okay. And let's go ahead and bring back this just a bit. There we go. So you can see how as I'm tweaking these filters, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get some texture back into the hand because it was looking just a little teensy bit too much to me. Even though I know that I'm gonna dial back on my opacity, I still want to keep some things in check. So you want to customize for every image. Just pushing play is not going to render an absolute perfect image every single time for every single image. Sorry kids, but you're gonna have to do a little bit of work too. Okay, so let's go a little closer here. Show you before and after, and let's go about right there with it, just about 37%. We don't want to get too nuts. Okay, so we'll show you what powdery skin does. And you can see this one is very, very, very subtle. It's my favorite skin action. It just really is a lovely output. It's so natural. And there are great third-party skin actions, like Portraiture is great. Alien Skin has a great skin action, but they're expensive. So photography is an expensive career. It's expensive to maintain. And if you can, I like to work inside programs I already have, like Photoshop. So these are my favorite actions when it comes to that. So there's a glow feature if you want to kind of give it a little kick in some of the areas. Oops, and there's the master layer. See before and after. Let's go about right there. And then there's real skin, which again is kind of like what we just did with the powdery skin. And then they have more, and then there's an option to for more pores. Which it's really not affecting here. There's Skin Spot Smoother, which is my favorite to use when, let's say, I have someone that has a lot of stretch marks or has a lot of sun damage or really dehydrated skin, and you get like their, you get their face all smoothed out, but their arms or maybe their décollage still needs a little extra finessing. This is my go-to action for that, for the little quick extra finesse. So right here, this is a little weird. I'm going to fix this using my patch tool. This keeps bugging me. So just bear with me a sec. Keeps distracting my eye, which is no bueno. All right. Okay. Now, quick skin does what it implies. It's detecting the skin tones, and it's going to quickly automate the skin smoothing rendering for you. And it's thinking. There we go. And I've heard people say that this is their favorite action and it works great on all the images. So play around with it. You want to be careful, we want to maintain realism, so you'll want to brush over, the edges that it's kind of, there we go. So I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to delete that. Glowing skin brush. Keep working through these actions for you guys. So if you want the skin to kind of glow, we've got skin texture recovery, which this works best when you have an image that is has gotten really dark and you need to bring some of that skin texture back. I don't really use it that much. I wrote that before I found this technique, which is texturizes the skin. When I need texture, I use this one. It's very subtle. But totally awesome. So you can see. I'll bring it down to about right there. We've got the spray tan. So the message here for you, brush over areas of skin you want to tan. If you wish to change the color of the tan, double click on the color box in the layers palette right over here. Color picker will pop up, move your mouse over skin in the image you want to match. Click and hit OK. Okay, so this isn't as good as running the skin clean action and using your brush, but it still works nicely. And if you want to change the color, you just pop that open and kind of move it around. And I have some hair actions in here too. So I've got the hair smoother, which is great for little flyaways. or where you want to get it just kind of smoothed out so it's not distracting the eye. And then I've got the sheet smoother, which I threw in here whenever I'm retouching skin. I always want to take care of the sheets at the same time. So since we don't have sheets to show you, I'll just show you how strong this is by blurring out her features. So you can imagine if you had wrinkles in sheets, it's really going to take care of it. And that's what we have for the Retouching Skin, Eyes, and Teeth. Please like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Rachel Stevens Photography for Women, and we will see you online. Thanks.